Heaps of people were kind of like, that's a really cool idea. You should make a thing of it. So one day I sat down at home with a beer and I just sat there. I bought Dogecoin.com. That's a bit funny. And I slapped the Doge face onto a coin and just put it live. And I wake up the next day to heaps of retweets. And my co-founder, who's based up in Portland, had messaged me and said, hey, I found that you can change I forked the Bitcoin source code or the Litecoin source code, and you can change the font to Comic Sans. I'm like, ooh, okay, we got to do this. Like, that's hilarious.
Let's move on to Bitcoin, shall we? That's a virtual
Bitcoin has now almost overtaken
all-time high this week of $900. Now, at its peak, if you had have invested $1,000 a year,
Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Friday afternoon, Friday evening, wherever you are. How's everybody doing? July 5th, the day after the July 4th holiday here in the United States. And for some of you, it's not been too long since you saw me, since I came on live late last night while this big dip was happening right here. Dogecoin came down to 9.15 cents. It did not drop below 9 cents, which was the new red support line that we added to the chart. We'll get into that in a little bit. But today, Doge was able to recover over 10 cents, hit 10.5, now about 10.4 or so. So we'll be watching that. Bitcoin as well. Did a recovery, was trying to get out of my purple box and just hasn't been able to do it. And ETH struggling to get back over $3,000, but that has not stopped the liquidations from happening. That's right. We had a lot of course, leveraged longs just getting totally wiped out last night. And today there were some shorts. That's right. Some were opening new short positions as the prices were low, thinking that the prices would continue to go down, and instead turned around and came up. So that was good to see. A few $1 million short liquidations happen today. But we're going to talk about Doge. We're going to talk about the price of Doge, where things can go from here, what's in the news. We'll get to all of that in a little bit. Let me get down here in the corner. Let me catch up in the chat first, and then we will get to the news and analysis of where we are now. Yeah, and a few other things to talk about as well on the Bitcoin side, because a lot of this has really been driven by Bitcoin, not just Doge. So let's go Doge. Let's go Doge. Rocky thinks that the charts are still looking bearish and Bitcoin can test 51.5. I have a chart on that. We will get to that. Love the cool intros. As always, one Doge equals one Doge, regardless of what the price is. It's always one Doge equals one Doge. Joe grabbed some at 10 cents. DCA looking better. I'm on the patio grill. Awesome. I hope you're grilling something good. Grilling something good. Actually, Bibbles, you're not right yet because you were calling for price even lower, and we haven't hit that yet. So if I recall, you're not quite right yet. But that still could be in the cards. Still could be in the cards. Oh, you were lurking during the stream last night, Samuels. I'll have a ribeye, please. Thank you, Proxy. I'll take a nice ribeye. Overall, still a lot of red on the bubbles, but got a few green ones. WIF is up. XTZ is up. Didex is up. And if you're into multiverse, for some reason that one is up. But that's about it. And Quant is up a little bit as well. We still have some big negatives. Notcoin still down a lot. Optimism still down a lot. Arbitrum still down a lot. Core down even more. That's kind of the big loser right now of the day. Yeah. Tough. Still tough. We're not in full recovery mode yet. But there's some interesting charts to look at in a minute. There's a Gallup poll for us in America, right? Right now, do you think that economic conditions in the country as a whole are getting better or getting worse? We're only at 26. Only 26% of those polled think that the country as a whole is getting better. That's pretty negative. That's still pretty negative. So not great. And of course, portfolios, right? How's your crypto portfolio looking? Right? It's like, man, I don't even look at the numbers because I know they're bad. We talked about this last night. I was just like, yeah, I'm not looking at those numbers. I know they're down. But if you're in it for the long term, you don't need to look at the numbers on a day-to-day basis. You can just tell by what the prices are about where you are. And I'm like, yeah. Ugh. So Dogecoin tanks under 10 cents. Meme coins face biggest single day crash. So yeah, the memes got hit hard, particularly Dogecoin. But as we looked at last night, Pepe and others got hit even worse. And there were a lot of leveraged long Pepe trades that were getting liquidated last night. Degens thinking Pepe price was going to turn around and they just kept dropping it lower, liquidating more. So liquidations. Liquidations occur whenever an exchange forcibly closes traders' positions. And that's just the price. That is just the price. And so as the price went down, more and more of these huge liquidated trades got wiped out. And there's not much left down here. There's just not much left. Now all the big ones are up here. These are the shorts. So I want the price to get up here, get over 17 cents and start liquidating these huge short positions. It's like, let's do that, right? Let's take them out the other way. Should Dogecoin investors buy the dip? Some of the on-chain metrics show that it would be the right time for Dogecoin investors to buy the dip. The divergence of the daily active addresses suggests that it's time to accumulate Dogecoin. The DAA metric compares the rate of price increase with blockchain activity. Now's the time. So we may stabilize around the 10-cent region for a little while. There may be some up and down trading, and there may still be some further dips for those that didn't get any sub 10-cent Dogecoin last night. You may get another chance. We'll look at a chart. that may show when that possibility or how that possibility may happen. Nevertheless, there's a possibility market participants could begin accumulating coin in the coming weeks. The broader sell-off in the cryptocurrency market has hit alts and meme coins pretty bad. All the top 10 meme coins tanked anywhere between 15 and 20% earlier today, amid the news of German government Bitcoin sell-off, Mt. Gox repayments. We talked about miners capitulating, selling. Those were the big ones. All Bitcoin based. But fear in the market, panic in the market hit the alts and particularly memes the hardest. So that's where we start. Dogecoin dumps. Whales are moving coins though. And somebody's saying, look, the rebound is even going to be bigger. Even bigger after the dump. So Dogecoin experienced a significant price drop as Bitcoin declined in anticipation of Mt. Gox repayments. This period also saw a spike in whale movements. Whale alert data indicated around 400 million Doge, worth $41 million, was transferred from an unknown wallet to Binance. Typically, when I see those, I'm like, that unknown wallet is probably another Binance wallet. That's not somebody about to sell 400 million Dogecoin. No. But when it comes to the big drop in the price of Bitcoin, Billy Marcus says, look, Bitcoin represents freedom that slowly erodes when the price goes down. So we talk about this economic freedom, right? It's like cryptocurrency is going to get us away from the banks, get us away from the fiat like world. But we know that that comes with volatility, and that volatility isn't always up. It can be down, and it's tough when it goes down. Many of us are looking at the 4-year cycles, though. We'll get into that and future price going back up. We just have to get there. Here's trader Tardigrade saying, look, Doge has been playing Wyckoff accumulation. Spring is here now. Next will be a huge rebound. Are you ready for Dogecoin? So I'm not a Wyckoff guy. I'm like, things happen when they happen. Sometimes the trading tends to be somewhat similar to this whole Wyckoff thing, but I don't follow it to the letter of the law. But some do. And Alan's saying, look, we are at the spring point here, which is the lowest part of the Wyckoff graph, and that Doge should move up, come back and retest, move up again, and then let's go. So there's a very bullish outlook. I tend to think it's not going to happen this fast because we're still in July, and we're still in early July. We've got a long summer to go. And this kind of big price move back up, I don't see happening until the fall. So we got a ways to wait. We got a ways to wait before this kind of move, which totally messes up the Wyckoff, which I fully expect to happen. Dogecoin price crashes below 10 cents. Will Dogecoin price recover? So that's the theme of the day, recovery of Doge. I know there are some of you who do believe that the Doge price is even going to drop more, which could happen. I've got an interesting chart on that. But the technical factors right now for Doge, 9 cents is support. Didn't hit it last night. 9.15 was the low. I had a limit order set at 995, which I kind of forgot about, actually, not thinking that Doge was going to drop below 10 cents. And it hit. And as soon as it hit, I got the notification. I was like, huh, okay, here we go. And then as Doge went down even more, I was like, okay, I got to get on live. So I came on live stream last night. So for those of you who were up late, I was live. And we talked a lot about what was going on with the price, and then watching the liquidations happen, and then saw it start to turn around. This was when Doge was over here. And then as Doge started moving back up, it's like, okay, it looks like we are out of the depths there. And that was looking pretty positive. And sure enough, today, Dogecoin has been able to come up over 10 cents, hit up 10.5, and now we're just kind of drifting sideways a bit. Dogecoin liquidation surge. So and this is what it was about. And this is what a lot of these movements are about. It's the market makers moving the price so they can liquidate leveraged longs. And it was no coincidence that $1 million leveraged trades were getting liquidated at key price points. As we were watching live last night, we captured a couple of them live as they happened. Right when ETH hit its bottom, there was $1 million leveraged long. Right when Bitcoin hit its bottom, there was $1 million leveraged long, liquidated. But even Doge liquidations intensified, over $11 million lost amid a sustained market drawdown. So we've got degens thinking they can make easy money by doing this leverage trading. Oh, this is definitely the bottom. I'm gonna double, triple as Doge turns around and moves back up, and then it ends up dropping lower. Can't be that easy, guys. It can't be that easy. And there are many who do it, and they do it with big leverage, 5x, 10x, sometimes 20x leverage, hundreds of thousands of dollars up to $1 million. As we just had an indication on ETH, $295,000 leveraged long just got liquidated on ETH at 29.59. So, I mean, this had to have been a new leverage position that was opened up here at 3,000 leverage long, and it just took it out. Just on this little move, $295,000. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to win. So what are we going to see as Dogecoin moves forward? Well, we're certainly going to see more liquidations happening. And that's going to be a lot more, of course, on the Bitcoin and ETH side. But we saw a lot of Pepe shorts. We saw people shorts as the price was moving back up. They were taking out those shorts. So a lot of degen traders with big money trying to chase easy money, and it wasn't happening. It was not happening. Dogecoin key demand wall appears. Yeah, so the price comes down, and then you have all these big holders here, right below the current price level. Is that really a demand wall? I don't know. I think this just gives some of these media groups like You Today and Benzinga reasons to write a story about Dogecoin, but it doesn't mean anything in the end. It really doesn't. If you're holding here, at 9 cents and the price drops below, What does that mean? Does that change your outlook? I don't really believe in that so much. So I don't think that's a big deal. The price is going to move. The Dogecoin price right now is going to move more because of Bitcoin and leverage trading than anything else, not because of who's holding Dogecoin at a certain price. So what are we looking at? So this is what we looked at last night. And Gel updated it actually this morning, changed the 20% here to 25 because the pullback on Bitcoin is 25% now from the most recent high. But this chart shows that in bull runs, bull markets, previous cycles, there were pullbacks on the price of Bitcoin in the middle of a bull market. We're not talking about the bear market drops because those are huge. No, we're talking about retraces during bull markets of over 20%. And since the beginning of 2023, there have now been 5 pullbacks of Bitcoin of 20% or more. 5 times we've seen these pullbacks. This one now at 25% is the worst one, and it's the one that is probably hurting crypto investors more because the Bitcoin dominance has come down. There's more invested in alts, and most alts have fallen more than 25%. So that's why there's a lot of fear in the market right now. More so last night. A lot of fear. People wondering if the drop was going to stop or is it going to keep going down. We look at Dogecoin and we zoom out and we say, well, this Dogecoin drop here %. So Bitcoin dropped 25%. Dogecoin dropped 50%. Yeah. So in order for Dogecoin to regain 22 cents, it now has to go up 100%. The drop was 50%. It needs to go up 100% to get back to that level. That's the challenge. And that's going to take a while. So here's the chart I want to show you guys. And this is what we want to talk about, is what's going to happen the rest of the summer. And this is Mags here, the Scalping Pro. And he says, look, possible scenario for Bitcoin over the next few months. Looks like we've got this downward support line. And there's a much larger upwards sloping trend line from the beginning of 2023. Where these converge happens around the beginning of September with Bitcoin around 50K. Will Bitcoin drop down and test that point, 50K? If we see that, then most likely Dogecoin is below 9 cents. So for those bears out there that are thinking they're going to buy more Doge at 8.5 cents, we'll watch this chart and we'll see. Is this kind of thing going to play out? It could, particularly with all the heavy leverage trading that's going on. More and more traders thinking that we've hit the bottom. And even if we get a pump like the ETH ETF in a couple weeks, there could be a further drop. following a pump. So that scenario is not out of the question, especially during the summer. But look what happens after that, right? Then it's up to new all-time highs. And that would play out the fall scenario like I've been talking about. So we could have more pain before the big gain comes. So what do? Some of you sold. Some of you are buying on the dips. Some of you just hodling and waiting. Will the price recover? I still believe so. I'm still on the 4-year cycle scenario, and this would play out towards that. But there could be some more pain along the way. And with that pain, what do? If you've got some available cash, buy some more Doge. You don't sell your Doge, right? Or your other cryptos in fear as the price goes lower. Well, I can say I'm not, because I am holding, and I'm in this for the rest of this cycle to play out, which goes into 2025. So we're still the year before the projected all-time highs to hit. So what's the best way to hodl? The best way to hodl is you get a hardware wallet. This stream is brought to you by Ledger. I have a link in the description below, and if you want to get a Ledger hardware wallet for your crypto, we got a sale going on, 20% off Ledger Nano wallets with fancy colors. Yes, the colors. Mine's just a black one. The black one's not the one that's on sale. For this next week, you can get purple and green and other colors for Ledger hardware wallets. Link down in the description below. And that keeps you from panic selling your crypto because you got it tucked away in a nice hardware wallet. Crypto in your wallet means that crypto is yours. Crypto sitting on Coinbase exchange, crypto sitting on Robinhood exchange, not your crypto. It's the exchange's crypto. So check that out if you're interested. I have the Nano S Plus. This is the one that I have, is the Nano S Plus. And look at that. $79 for a Nano S Plus. You get 20% off now if you get one of the new colors over the next week. The Nano X is $149. It's twice the cost. You don't need it. Because I don't think you don't need Bluetooth, right? I don't think so. You'll be safe and secure. Buy your crypto on exchange, transfer it to the hardware wallet, plug the hardware wallet in, do the transfer, Ledger Live, and then unplug it. And you don't plug it in again until you need it. That's what I do with my hardware wallet. I don't trade on Ledger Live. I don't do swaps. I don't do any of that. I use it for what it is, a hardware wallet. I don't use the recover feature. You got to pay for that. If you want to do recover, it's like, no. And Ledger Live, I don't do swaps. I don't do staking. If I want to stake, I go to Exodus Wallet. I do my staking through Exodus Wallet. I've got that on another computer. I sort of use it as a hardware wallet, but it's a software, but it's connected to the internet. I do not want my crypto in a hardware wallet connected to the internet. This is safety and security first. It's one thing to make money in crypto. It's another thing to keep your crypto. You want to keep your crypto. Be safe. If you have any questions about Ledger, let me know. Again, I only support products that I use. I actually use the Ledger Thus, I have an affiliate link for it. What's up, Hiram? How are you? Fondue bought some more Jasmine. Did you get any under 2 cents? Under 2 cents, it dipped. Under 2 cent Jasmine, pretty sweet. Would love to make you a ribeye. I would love to have a ribeye. Where are you? Can I come over? I'll come right over. You listened to last night's stream while you were doing yard work? It was tough as we were there live, but you got to soldier through, you know? You're losing 800 with Dogecoin, Armando. I don't know 800 what, but you don't lose unless you sell. And if you're a believer in the 4-year cycles and you think Dogecoin's price is going to go up from here, or eventually this cycle, then you don't have to panic. Mary Poppins, you need to ask for your job back. BlackRock has entered crypto. I believe that too. For all that talk about Bitcoin, it's like, no, the ETFs are like real. BlackRock is in the game. Fidelity's in the game. ARK is in the game. And yes, those are users of their platform, but they're not going to want to do their clients bad. Bring the pain, Jason. You ready to buy some more? Could have further dips. Edmund says not selling. This will recover. Mary Poppins doesn't like Ledger. Works for me. Again, if you only use it for as a hardware wallet, it's the best one there. You don't have to do that other stuff. Use an exchange for your trading. Use your ledger just to hold the crypto. You have to be brave when others are fearful. You buy when blood is in the street, right? We were talking about that last night too. When there's fear, that's when you can make money. That's wealth building opportunities. Are we going to see a bigger dip than what we just had? I don't know. 9.15 cent Dogecoin right there. That could be the low for the summer. We might not see it drop that low again. We got still a strong 10-cent support line here. We'll see whether it retests it. Best way to hodl is zoom out. Yeah, zooming out, the charts don't look great though. It's not a great looking chart right now. Zooming out. On Doge, it's not a great looking chart. I mean, we're retesting these February and January prices. And I don't want to be retesting them anymore. We did talk about the possibility of that happening the other week, and it's played out. I didn't particularly predict this much of a drop, but we did talk about it as a possibility. I did predict a drop, but I didn't think the drop was going below 11.5 cents because we'd already hit that number twice. But we see what Bitcoin did, and it dropped more than its previous low of 58.3, and it went all the way down to 53.5, almost all the way down to the resistance lines here from middle of February, right around 52.6. Didn't quite get down there, but is still in that purple box, and it hasn't climbed out yet. for Bitcoin. Now, if you believe in the 4-year cycles and where we are with Bitcoin, well, then we've got a long ways to go, because again, in our 4-year cycles, we are still in the Bitcoin halving year, and we still have another year of gains to come, like we saw in 2017, like we saw in 2021, even all the way back in 2013. So we haven't even gotten to 2025 yet, which is when that kind of huge move could happen. This is the summer before. We talked about summer trading, how volatile it can be, and like in the negative sense. And it's done that. You have Robinhood for all your Doge. You're in New York City. Tells me you can't transfer. Right. So if you're on Robinhood and you're in New York State, you will not be able to transfer off of Robinhood. It's just one of those state rules. There's a handful of states in the US where that's the case. And it has to, if there's some obscure state rule that New York does that's different than other states. So you just have to keep it on Robinhood, which is probably fine. But again, it's not your crypto if it's sitting on Robinhood. It's Robinhood's crypto that you just are, you're investing on the price, not owning the actual coins. This too shall pass. Onto the moon. You got your Jasmine at 1.9 cents. Nice. Nice pickup on the dip. Yeah, freaking New York. Exactly. It's one of those things. There's a few other states too. If Bitcoin could reach 100K, how about Doge? Well, let's do the math here. It's probably doubled, right? Bitcoin doubling. If Doge follows it right now and nothing else happens with Doge, Doge would be 20 cents. Are you happy with that? 20-cent Dogecoin? I wouldn't be. I'm expecting more. But that would be 1-to-1. If they maintain the same relationship, Bitcoin goes to 100K, Dogecoin from here, 20 cents. It's just percentages. If as high as Bitcoin goes as 100K, Dogecoin's not going to $1 unless it has its own news, its own catalyst to send it. Without that, it's just going to follow Bitcoin. Will Binance US ever recover? Not until they have agreements with the regulators and banks to allow fiat on-ramping and off-ramping directly, because right now that's shut off. And most people have left Binance US. I used to trade on Binance US. I left, transferred everything off. And I haven't traded on Binance US in over a year now. There's no liquidity there anymore. There's hardly any volume there. I mean, they show trading on their chart, but that's like the main Binance trading they're showing. That's not their own. There's not a lot going on, and you've got to be using Tether. You can't use US. They got rid of their USD trading pairs. So yeah, that's not good for Binance US. I think they're still battling the SEC and regulators in the country about that, and the banks don't want to deal with them. I don't know if Binance US is going to come back. Don't know. But I'm not trading with them. I trade with Robinhood, Coinbase, and Crypto.com. Those are the three I use. Is it time to buy SHIB? Great question. SHIB got hit pretty hard, hasn't recovered much. It came down to 1280. Wow. 1280. The Bone token has traded back up, which is kind of interesting. Because Bone token just started futures trading, which I thought was interesting. So Bone has recovered back up to this sort of pre-dip here, which is kind of interesting. But SHIB hasn't recovered up to that price yet, which would be up here at about 1520. And it's at about 1450 here. I still think SHIB's going to go on a big run sometime during this bull cycle. It's going to go on a big run. Just hasn't happened yet. So I just hold and wait. And wait. Hopefully this large pullback means a large spike. There's been a number people have been posting on X Twitter. The bigger the dip, the bigger the gains, the bigger the bounce, the bigger the rebound, like all that stuff. Unfortunately, we're in the middle of summer, and I just don't see that rebound happening in the middle of the summer. Don't see it happening. Where do I see SHIB going? Let's take a look. So my target of SHIB, zooming all the way back, was at 50 up here. 50. Not its all-time high. Its all-time high was up here at about 80, 85. So 50 is my first target where I'd be looking to take some profits. And then ultimately, if it got up to 66, which is this heavy yellow line here, that's when I'm out. I'm not. I'll take all my profit there. That's my game here for SHIB. Now, SHIB did have this big spike up to about 45 here at the beginning of March. And it was like everyone was going crazy. I mean, that was a huge gain in SHIB there. That's the kind of move that maybe SHIB can have this fall. But it's almost retraced all the way back down to where it was before that big run up. So that's what SHIB looks like. And that's pretty tough. Dogecoin has almost recovered the whole 24-hour dip. This is now just one long wick all the way down to 9.15. And we've almost recovered all the way back up. If in the next few hours, Dogecoin gets up to like 10.5 cents, it'll be in the green for the day. And this is just one big wick all the way down on the daily chart. Doge pumps when Bitcoin breaks an all-time high. It can, but not. I mean, we've looked at the Doge BTC trading pair, and typically the big runs on that happen when there's some specific news about Doge. But I see what you say. Yeah, when Bitcoin hit its all-time high here near the end of March, Doge did outperform Bitcoin. That is true. But since then, on the retrace, Doge has fallen a lot harder than Bitcoin has fallen. Yeah, but that's interesting. I mean, the chart shows it. Doge outperformed Bitcoin in the month of March and into early April until the sell-off. That's interesting. I'll take that. Not as much for Doge to go to $1 though. Maybe instead of 20 cents, it goes to 30 cents. If Bitcoin's only going to go to 100K, that would be back up to this yellow line here. So that makes sense. So yeah, maybe 30-cent Doge. Bitcoin hits 100K, then 30-cent Doge would be in the cards based on this action we had here in March. Yep. But we got a long ways to go before that. Now we just got to recover back to the 20s. One step at a time. Yep, when Doge went from 12 cents to 21 cents back in March, Bitcoin was still on an uptrend. Bitcoin broke down, alts fell harder. Rocky's looking at 60-cent Doge. That'd be nice. X payments would be a big catalyst that would send Doge to $1 without Bitcoin. That's the type of thing that would cause Doge to go on its own run. Yeah, something like that. And we're not going to go parabolic for Doge without some news event like that. I think those big parabolic runs on just hopium, that was 2021. That's not now. People want to see that actual utility. $0.10 is good. CDM. I'm kind of done with 10 cents. Let's go. Let's get back up over 12. Doge stop believing. Cute. Looks like Doge is trying to get back to 10.5. In the short time frame, the Doge chart looks pretty good. When you zoom out, doesn't look as good. So a lot of this was around liquidations. And we see liquidations continue to happen. Right now, with prices going up, we see on small liquidations, we see shorts. We see the shorts getting liquidated. Bitcoin, Pepe, Solana, zero. People are shorting zero. So that continues to happen, and that's a good sign for me. The more those get liquidated on the short side, that means prices are going up. I'll take that. For story time, I mean, it's liquidations, right? Leverage trading. So here's a guy, my portfolio went from 30K to 100K. And then what did he do? Started trading leverage and lost everything within 2 months. I convinced my dad I'd learned my lesson and let me invest for him. He gave me another 10 grand And I lost all of it, leverage trading and getting rugged on shitcoins. The money to be made in crypto, it's not chasing shitcoins, because the chance of hitting it big is like the needle in the haystack thing that we talked about. You don't know which is the one that's going to become the next whiff, like dog whiff hat, right? The next Brett, or you don't know when the price is really low. You may end up buying them instead at the top, and then you're the exit liquidity. Price goes down, you never recover and you lose big. And leverage trading, again, we've been talking about that a lot. That is the narrative right now that's been going on, and why the prices continue to go down. Fear in the market by the FUD of the Mt. Gox and the German, company or country like selling Bitcoins. That gets some negative pressure. And then you get the market makers wanting to take out the leverage trades. Now that can turn around and they can finally get the price up and start taking care of those huge short positions. But they're still trying to liquidate the leverage longs at lower prices. That's what's going on right now. So yeah, be careful. I think most of you guys here that are listening to me aren't doing that degen stuff. DCAing, buying and holding, letting the cycle play out. And maybe you're in it for a longer term. You think it's a super cycle. You think there's not going to be a bear market in 2026. And so these are prices that we'll never see again for these cryptos. So anything you're buying now is an investment in your future. That could all still happen. I'm still playing out the 4-year cycle as if there's going to be a bear market in 2026. So in 2025, I'm going to be taking profits on most of my crypto. Hopefully at much higher prices than they are right now. I'm still in the profit. And even our CRISPEX DCA portfolio, let me update it here, get the latest price at 18.6. Still up 86%, which is not bad, but it's not over 100% like we were, 150% like we were before. But still, with as much negativity as there been and this huge drop in crypto, we're still up 86% in this portfolio, because we were buying last year, the summer of 2023, and prices were lower than they are now. Prices are not back there except for our 3 smallest positions, Litecoin, XRP, and Matic. Those 3 have just been getting hammered the past few months. And so these prices are down a lot. But everything else we've got here, I mean, even Algorand, we're up 30%. We're up 75% on SHIB, even with the big drop. 81% on ETH, 346% on Render, over 100% on the Bitcoin that we have in here, because we were buying Bitcoin at 26K. And here's our Jasmy, still up 480%. And our Doge, we're up about 70%. Overall, that equates to an 86% gain right now in the portfolio. So despite as bad as things look, when did you buy in? Now, for some of you, I know you were buying in after the big run of Dogecoin in March, and you've got higher Dogecoin averages than the prices now. So then you've got to start looking at, well, is the price going to continue to dip through the summer, and you're going to have opportunities to dollar cost average down to bring your average down. For the rest of us who already have lower averages, we could be adding more on further dips through the summer. And that is still in play. Yeah, Doge gets a lot of FUD. Usually with the Bitcoin maxis, they don't like Doge. They don't like Doge. But Doge has been around. The Doge days of summer. You've got music on your mind, don't you, Summels? Doing all these musical quotes. That's good. So that's what's going on now. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'll be live again Monday at probably 4 o'clock again. That seems to be the time I'm able to come on now. We'll see how things go starting the work week next week. May still be able to get a video out over the weekend. We'll see what's going on in the price. Right now, Doge still trying to recover. Again, right around 10.5 cents seems to be where Doge is settling at the moment. Low volume. There's hardly any trading going on in crypto right now. So that's where we are. So hope everyone has a great weekend. And we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.